and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Flux Motorsport TV. You are joined by myself, the console, also known as Alex, and my very good friend Lecky in the commentary box tonight. Lecky, how you doing, mate?
I'm not too bad. Good evening. Thanks for having me, Alex.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So a slightly different lineup tonight. Murphy has to make his apologies, so you are joined by us two pair of ragtags. As we get through the final round of GT3s at Watkins Glen in what can only be described as the very wet. Should have been snow if we're going properly realistic, but we thought that was going to be a little bit too harsh for these guys to get the already tricky GT3 colours round. So light rain throughout. We expect to see lots of puddles and probably a few spins from these guys, but the pace in the practice session we just had has been nothing short of amazing, really. People knocking on the door of the 147s. So Fast AF takes the pole position in bagging the extra point there with a 147.5, a brilliant lap put in there. Blank File sits in second. They lock out the front row. Linga Bazinga in third and Snarling Bongo on fourth place, so they're going to have the second row. Yeah, it's a very good lap from both of the Dutch guys there. Getting up towards the sharp end. eMotorsports sits in fifth place, just behind alongside Cat Guy. Cat Guy definitely going to be one to watch throughout this race. As I said, a bit of a home track from him. He'll be having all the little tips and tricks, trying to make his way through those top five. Dr. Potford and Bruce Law sit behind them. Bruce Law will have the outside line through there, and as you said earlier, Lecky, you favour that, so we'll see what he can do from the way back there. It's unusual to see Bruce that far back, to be fair. Ninth, we've got Pogo, who is a reserve driver for tonight, jumping in as a cameo, new to the Flux, first race out. Done well to get into the top 10 straight out the bat. And he's got Luke Snipes for company in the other Porsche as well, so we'll look to see good things from them. TGS in 11th, joined by Taijo in the BMW, and as I said, in practice we saw Taijo with that BMW with much more pace than a 151, so we'll look to see what happens during the race for him, see if he can get any further up the grid. Survivor in 13th with TTV Giacomo in 14th. Giacomo mob going to be urging him on to get a little bit higher than that. That's a little bit out of character for him. Old Smokey sits in 15th with McToasty, again another reserve driver, joined us last week and has joined us again today.
Talking for better from McToasty.
Turn 1, taking that first place nice and early. Snarling is also having a sniff on the back of Fast AF there, not letting her get away just yet. Immortalis is getting up on the inside of Linga Bazinga. Up through the S's onto the back straight. Can Cat Guy get anything done either? It looks like Cat Guy has fallen back just a little bit. Luke is being joined by Dr. Potford. Dr. Potford obviously making up places there on Pogo. Let's just jump back up to the front here. It looks like Blankfile has got that move done and has got enough space for him to be comfortable for the time being. Snarling and Immortalis are falling into line as well. Cat Guy just hanging on to the back of this little pack. Luke still has Dr. Potford for company, and I imagine that's going to go on for a few laps more. Dr. Potford's got great pace normally in the GT3, so Luke will have his work cut out for him there. Taijo is then a little way back from Dr. Potford, but obviously he's coming from the back of the grid, so already making up good places there. That was a good start to the race for him. But yeah, the guys almost want to be sort of super careful and save it for the very end, just to log the laps for now, let that clock tick down. As we see, Fast AF ignoring my advice completely and going for a great dive up the inside into turn 1. He's going to get the move done, but it's Blankfile going to get the run up the S's and into the bus stop. As you can see him have a little look there into
almost had a little sniff there, didn't
the inside. Let's just jump on the cockpit and you can see there the spray that Lecky was talking about. You can see nothing. I mean, Blankfile is hoping that the wipers have another section. A little clip of the wall there won't help the top speed. As we see, the M6 pulling away.
As he comes through.
The M6 pulling away into the bus stop. Can he get it done under braking? Closes the gap up a little bit, but visibility is so poor. And as you can see, Cat Guy there, OGR just in front, just peeking around the corners there. So
and you saw Dr. Potford just getting a little bit.
I think that was actually Tyjo in the BMW.
It's
it
not
was.
Tyjo, sorry,
so
apologies.
still
That's
having BMW woes.
Oh dear.
I believe, and don't quote me on this, I believe Tyjo and Mia have been working on the BMW M6 setups together. And obviously it's a bit of a Red Bull scenario here, and Tyjo unfortunately is playing the role of Albon. Tragic start from him, as in the qualifying he displayed great pace, able to get down into the 147s and match the top times, and come race and the qualifying session just unable to hook it up and keep it together. Looks like Mia has been able to weather the storm and hang on. I wonder if Blankfall's going to try to get underneath now and try to take the inside line away from turn 1. And whilst this is going on, we can see Immortalis has been able to close up the gap. Like I said, he's going to be the one rubbing his hands together as these two fight it out. It looks like they opt to just sit in line from turn 1 now as Mia gets a little bit squirrely, so Blankfall able to close up just a little bit. This could be the time leg.
I think so. I think he's actually going to. Sorry about that. See, I think he's going to struggle to hang on. He's taking a look around the outside now, though. But I think once Immortalis starts to sandwich between the two, I think Mia's playing a clever game here. I think she's deliberately trying to slow him up.
And here we go. So he's taking the inside line away. Mia leaving him just enough room.
Oh, that's contact.
A little bit slips on the rain. That's unfortunate for Blankfall.
Oh,
Stewards are definitely
that's...
going to be able to look at that one. It looks like Immortalis has slowed up to give the place back, so that's great sportsmanship from him. It's good to see. Just going to take a little break from this action as we go back to McToasty. It looks like he's been able to put some pressure on the back of Cat Guy, and that is a back marker behind him. That is the back marker of Pogo, so that's nothing to worry about just yet. And the cameraman has gone asleep. There we go.
No,
so
Pogo just getting a little bit wibbly. He's just trying to take that position back. I mean, I don't think McToasty is under any obligation to try and let him through. It does look like he's moving that McLaren over to one side though to try and allow him to come through, but just getting a little bit twisted there on the exit of that corner, and that will have caused some suspension damage.
So Pogo is allowed to unlap himself, and you see getting done there. But as you're right, McToasty is under no obligation to let him through. It's not the same as blue flags. However, McToasty, as you've seen, he's got a little bit damage to the car, and as I said earlier, I wonder whether he has opted not to get the damage repaired and is now sort of falling back a little bit to the guys who did. Luke is the next in line from him. As you can see him coming around the corner there just behind McToasty, so not a great deal in it, and Luke's Porsche is looking in a little bit better condition. Immortalis piling on the pressure. Looks like he's trying to pull Mia off of her racing line and trying to get up underneath. And I wonder whether he's going to make the same mistake again this time round and follow too closely and not be able to carry the momentum through.
I think Blankfell's just gone past Dr. Potford as well. From looking at the standings table, those two guys are just battling on track, and Dr. Potford, I think, potentially just moving out of the way there, knowing that Blankfell has got a little bit of speed coming through, and Immortalis comes in.
Immortalis into the pit, so I'm convinced, you've convinced me, you and Jack are right, that these guys are pitting 4 tyres. What's going to be interesting now is to see what Mia does. Is Mia going to try and run to the end on the same set, knowing that she's gained a 23 second gap to Blankfell, and just try and hang on to the end and take that dub? Or is Blankfell on the fresh tyres able to put in enough of pace to close that gap up? It's definitely going to come down to the wire as Immortalis moves out there.
Just put a 150 in, sorry Alex, so just compared to the other guys, I think Fastas is around about the 154s, 155s mark, so that's almost a 4 to 5 second gap difference in between the lap times. Just off my rough calculations, there is enough time left in this session for Blankfell to catch me up. It can be done.
Blankfell's still just sitting back for now, not nice and patient. I wonder whether it's going to be through that fast section on the sort of back end of this track he's going to make his move, where Mia is going to be most vulnerable, really. He's having a little look on the inside into braking into the bus stop, thinks better of it, opting to come through nice and clean in line, still just biding his time. As you can see there, how much quicker. That little Z4 is on the fresh tyres coming through. Obviously, Blankfile pitted earlier on in the race with some fresh tyres, and Mia's opted to
Was the
stay out.
touch?
A little bit of paint exchange going on there, forcing Mia to take the outside line, and it looks like they have another little rub there as well, and that is done, although Blankfile gives the position back. More gentlemanly behaviours out on the racetrack, which is what we like to see from our drivers in the championship.
Yeah, indeed.
A lot of love between all of them, really, although they definitely wouldn't give anything for free.
Yeah, defending hard though, really making Blackfile try and work for it. Keep sending him around the outside, which obviously is more ground to cover.
When they touch again, Mia defending so hard here, not looking to give that place up at all. It looks like finally Blankfile has got it done. Immortalis only sits 6 seconds back, so 5 minutes left to go. Probably another 3 laps if we're lucky. So he has got still a little bit of work to do. Mia falling away from Blankfile now is going to be unable to hang on to the back of him for too much longer, I expect. Wow, what a race. Just realised non-stop action for 45 minutes. We knew the rain was going to mix it up. I didn't think it was going to mix it up quite that badly. So Blankfile takes home the top spot and the fastest lap by the looks of it. Yes, he does. So he gets an extra point for his troubles there, and he takes home the GT3 crown as well. Immortalis takes home second, Fast AF Gamer takes home third, Snarling Bongo fourth, Dr. Potford fifth, Cat Guy sixth, Toasty down in seventh, Luke eighth, TGS ninth, and Tyja hanging on to the back for 10th. Sorry, Pogo in 11th